For those who are around in the 90s and the 2000s, do you remember when the CW TV network used to be known as the WB? Now, I'm not suggesting that the WB should come back as a new TV network, but I always thought it would be interesting if someday HBO Max would rebrand itself as the WB. Well, anyway, that's just a little theory of mine. Let's get into the actual news of this video, and that is down the road, HBO Max and Discovery Plus will become one singular streaming service. But not right away. Let's get into this. So, Discovery announced that HBO Max and Discovery Plus will become one streaming service sometime after the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery completes. Now, this change wouldn't take effect immediately. It sounds like at best this change would take a few months, several months to get into effect. But Discovery CFO Gunnar Wiedenfels, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, confirmed the news. And Wiedenfels, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name, said the first step will be some form of bundling while the merged company tries to figure out what's the best way to merge the two services. This is what the Discovery CFO said, quote, "The question is, in order to get to that point and do it in a way that's actually a great user experience for subscribers, that's going to take time. Again, that's nothing that's going to happen in weeks, hopefully not in years, but in several months. And we will start working on an interim solution in the meantime. So right out of the gate, we're working on getting the bundling approach ready. Maybe a single sign-on, maybe ingesting content into the other product, etc., so that we can start to get some benefits early on. But the main thrust is going to be harmonizing the technology platform, building one very strong combined direct-to-consumer product and platform. That's going to take a while." Now, Discovery's CFO did not announce a new price for the new service, but did say that there will be both ad-free and ad-light solutions. The merged company will become Warner Brothers Discovery, which I'm still not a fan of that name. As for when the merger completes, Variety said that the merger could finalize within the next month. THR said mid-2022. So it sounds like the merger itself is going to happen sooner than later. It's just that the exact date for when HBO Max and Discovery Plus becomes one service is still up in the air. And if I were a betting person, I'd probably say maybe by the end of 2022, if not 2023, since it sounds like the CFO is saying that they don't want this process to take, a whole long time and not years. So I could imagine the two services becoming one within the next year. And I do think that it is a good idea for the two services to become one, especially since when the whole modern streaming war started, when these newer services started to pop up like Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Peacock, one of the biggest criticisms I kept hearing about these new services is, oh, why does there have to be so many new services that, people will have to subscribe to and pay for, especially if they like that service's particular content. So I think that this is a really good way in order to attract both HBO Max and Discovery Plus's customers into this upcoming streaming service. And I think in general, this is really one way for these newer services to survive, where one teams up with an even bigger partner in order to attract more customers. Now, as far as how this is going to work, is one service going to remain, or, is there going to be a rebranding and all that good stuff? I'd like to think the most realistic solution would be something I mentioned in my last video when I talked about this merger, and that is, I think what will most likely happen is I could see Discovery Plus's content jumping over to HBO Max, and HBO Max becomes the remaining service. I think because between the two, HBO Max has more subscribers, and I think that it also has the more recognizable names. So I could see it being a thing where Discovery Plus's shows, as well as the content from other partners, just jumps over to HBO Max, and HBO Max becomes the remaining streaming service. Now, what I'm about to say, I can't see this happening. This is just me being a sort of dumb content creator, or just, letting my imagination run free, if you will. I kind of think it would be interesting, and this is why I mentioned that thing at the beginning of this video, where I kind of wonder what would happen if this new merged company, Warner Brothers Discovery, took this as an opportunity to rebrand whatever this merged streaming service will become. That's why I mentioned I thought it would be interesting if this new streaming service was just called the WB. And I say that because even though I like HBO Max, it's the service that I use to watch Close Enough and Fresh Prince. At the same time, I honestly think it would be more ideal if they used the Warner name in some way, because I think it's more recognizable than HBO. Of course, HBO is famous, but even when I was a little kid, I was aware that Warner also owned companies like Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, and services like that. Of course, now I know Warner Media owns a ton of other companies and networks like CNN, TCM, TNT, and all that good stuff. So I was thinking maybe this could be an opportunity for Warner Brothers Discovery to name this merged service as the WB, while continuing to host the content that's both on HBO Max and Discovery Plus. Now, I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I really do think that the most realistic thing that could happen is just that HBO Max will be the remaining service. It will just now host Discovery Plus's content as well whenever this merged app comes out. And once again, this combined streaming service isn't going to be available immediately after the merger closes. If I've learned anything from mergers and buyouts, like what happened when Chrysler and Peugeot teamed up to become Stellantis, or when Disney picked up the assets of 20th Century Fox, it's that the effects of this merger take some time to be finalized. So I think that this merged streaming service will probably be finalized sometime maybe later in 2022, 2023 at the latest. I don't think it's going to take as long as 2024 or even later. But I like some of the solutions that the CFO mentioned in that statement I read earlier. These ideas of maybe there could be a single sign-on to get into the two services for the meantime, or this idea that some of the content just carries over to the other and things like that. So I think that it is a good solution. If I know there is also the possibility of a bundle, which I don't think I would take part in, because I honestly don't watch a lot of Discovery Plus's shows. I, from time to time, watch the occasional Food Network clip and things like that, but I can't see myself paying for a bundle to get access to Discovery Plus and HBO Max. Not a criticism of Discovery Plus, it's just that I watch HBO Max's content a lot more in comparison, but I could see myself checking out this new combined service. It's just that I really hope the price of this new service doesn't go up, because I really think that that Warner Brothers Discovery's combined service really needs to remain affordable if it wants to compete with the likes of Netflix and Disney Plus. So I'm really interested in seeing what this new combined service is going to be like. Is it still going to retain the names of either HBO Max or Discovery Plus, or is it going to go by a completely new name? I would suggest the WB, but I don't think Warner Brothers Discovery would ever listen to me. So let me know your thoughts down below. How do you feel about HBO Max and Discovery Plus coming together and becoming one service? What are your favorite shows and movies to watch on both services? Leave all those thoughts down below. Even though I just gave you my 2 cents on how I feel about this announcement, the truth is, I'd like to hear how you feel about it down below. So until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.